The Green Bay Area School District is asking for support on an operational referendum that would help combat a lack of state funding. Board members say they have not been receiving the money needed to keep up with inflation for the past 17 years, and that the stepped increase will help keep doors open and programs running as usual. They're asking to exceed the revenue by a total of $154 million across the next 4 years.
Our expenditures are now not keeping up or keeping pace with revenue, so that is why we are going out for operational to close that gap.
$7.40 is the current mill rate. If the state provides more funding, that number could increase.